great, man. Are we live? I don't see anything. You know what? I think we're live. What is up? This is DPS Podcast, episode number 26. And as you see, for all those who are here, we got a different, nice little setup going on. I mean, we had a little glow up, we had a little house cleaning and we got new furniture and, we bought some new couches and, got a new dining room table, some new drapes. Essentially, the layout of the podcast looks a little different now. Hope you guys enjoy that. Please let me know how you guys like it and if any suggestions you guys want us to add to it. But all that said, let's get into it. I want to introduce my co-host, the Destiny's guru over here, Mr. Gaming Forte. How's it going, man?
Wait, did you just give me that type of intro and say Destiny guru?
Well, haven't you been like being a Sherpa for like everyone who wants to play Destiny lately?
Yeah, trying to build the community, get the player base up there. We trying to get to 3 million players, man. If Outriders can get 2 million, we try to get to 3.
All right. Well, I mean, it seems like you getting it done. You got a lot of people in the community playing the game again, and not me because I'm done. But it's good to see that. No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
You know what? We'll make a sub goal for it.
A sub goal.
It'll be a sub goal for it.
What the go back to Destiny? Oh, man.
Go back to Destiny, and you have to max out a character.
Oh, that would be so. No, that's a lot of time, sir. That's very painful.
No. You can max out a character in one day if you do the right thing. So you can do it in less than 12 hours.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna pass on that, bro. Look, we gotta do the first sub goal before we get to some other sub goals. Okay. Let's shout out some people in the chat. Racer says, "Let's go. Nice clean layout. Look sharp. Appreciate that, Racer." Coming from Racer, that's actually things must look really good because typically it's a lot of shade. But I appreciate that, bro. Replicant's in the house. He says, "Sup, guys? What's up, Replicant?" And Stardust, how's it going? He says, "What up, Slow Mo?" Yeah, look, I'm glad to have you guys here. We got a good show going for you.
Here?
They know you here, man.
Man, they say, "What up, Slow Mo?"
We got Bossy One in the house. Bossy One says, "What's good, fellas?" It's just two of us, we fellas. So he said, "They're saying what's up to you." Replicant says, "Congrats to Slow Mo and the approaching milestone on 1K subs and bucks." Hey, look, man, we ain't there yet, and I'm not. I don't want. I mean, that's like a half congratulations. It's like congrats for hitting 1K subs when we get there, and then also, by the way, you gotta play Bucksnack. So good luck there. Juan Castillo, how's it going? Yeah, Juan's always in the chat. What's up, bro? How's it going, man? Hope you guys are having a great day. We got a pretty good show for you guys, if I do say so myself. I think we're gonna have a good time. Forte, to get things started. Oh, sorry. Spider13 says, "What's up, yo? What's up, Spider?" Forte, let us know what you've been playing in the past week and how things going with you.
Well, yeah. So everything has been good. Lot of family stuff going on recently, but outside of that, everything's been good. Jumping back into Destiny, playing that a little bit. Started Borderlands 3 again, and I'm running a new character, so I am in the Heads of Tax, the jackpot part.
The what?
The when you're in Handsome Jack's jackpot in his casino in Borderlands 3. Did you do that?
Handsome Jack's casino.
He has a casino in Borderlands 3. Did you not know that?
Are you doing DLC or something?
I'm doing DLC.
Okay, yeah. See, I haven't done the DLC yet.
Oh, okay, yeah. He has yeah. It's pretty cool. You run into this guy named Timothy that looks just like Handsome Jack. He got a mask on, and he's like, "Yo, I am not
Oh, really? Because Timothy was in Borderlands 2. See, like that mission where you go to the Hyperion city.
Yep.
I think it's called Opportunity, and you fight Handsome Jack's his stunt double, his body double that he uses whenever he goes out in public and he's afraid of assassination. That guy. So that he's also a playable character in the pre-sequel.
Oh, I didn't know about that for the pre-sequel.
But he's a DLC playable character, so most people didn't really use him.
It's fun. I enjoyed that DLC so far.
We got some more people in the house. Railzair 00 says, "What's up? What's up, Railzair?" Mooch is in the house. He says, "Great new set. What's up, Mooch?" Enrique says, "Love the new background. Thanks, Enrique." We got some more people in the house. All right. I've been playing Borderlands 3 as well. Unfortunately, not playing with you because you're playing on Xbox and I'm playing on PC. You want to be too cheap to actually buy the PC version.
Whoa. I spent more money on my one copy than you spent on every copy you bought on every platform, sir. So how am I cheap? And
who made the better decision? You tell me that.
Hey, Borderlands runs at 60 frames per second, 4K on Xbox.
Okay, if you're looking at the stream right now in the top left corner, you can see my game running at averaging 105, 110 frames per second.
I don't know. Those pixels look real small up there. I can't make out that gibberish in that top left hand corner.
That's because it's in 1440p.
How do we know what that
1440p? Ultra, sir. 1440p ultra settings on your Xbox. You're getting a lot of mid settings. Okay, it's the mid. Okay. The mid of settings is what you're getting at 4K to get that 60. So
I'm still getting them though.
Just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? If you want to come over to the better performance side,
you want me to play Borderlands with you, Slow-Mo?
I would love that. That would be great.
We
can stream it. We can stream us playing Borderlands. It'd be awesome.
You could also just get it on Xbox and do the same thing.
An Xbox that I don't own.
You'll get one sooner or later.
Remember that.
You see that first level right there? Game Pass levels up. You gonna get one sooner or later, sir.
Well, Game Pass is on PC, so I don't need to.
Rap said mid-low slow-mo. Mid-low. Well, you talk about that. I can be saying console is
mid-low slow-mo. Yeah, it is. Yeah, those settings on Xbox are mid to low, but it's fine. We know it's 4K. It's 60 frames per second. The frame rate is more important than the settings, and which is also the reason why I'm trying to get Forte to play it on PC. Because if you see my frames are through the roof.
I don't know what that is. All I see is I just see stuff that needs to be on a magnifying glass to make it out.
I can see it.
I'm at
110 frames per second.
You can see because you probably running a full screen somewhere on your desktop to make that crap out.
No, I'm just looking at it in OBS. I see it. I mean, look, it is what it is. Don't worry about that.
Exactly. We have been arguing about semantics.
I see Racer in the chat saying Forte paid $500 to play his Borderlands to get 1,000 frames slow-mo, paid a down payment on a new car. No, I didn't spend that. Well, I mean, overall now, I think my build is probably worth about $2,000. But I didn't initially spend $2,000. But yeah, look, that's about.
He initially spent the box of Snickers and a pack of Skittles. That's what his system cost initially.
No, it didn't. I spent about $1,500 initially. But
you was out here creeping with your system.
I always say this: if you want premium gaming and premium performance and visuals, you're going to have to spend a premium price. And that goes for whether you're playing on consoles or on PC. Your monitor, if you want the very best monitor, you want a 4K monitor with the lowest refresh rate, with the highest hertz, at 4K, you're going to have to spend a minimum of like $800 for that. If you want the best 4K TV, you're gonna have to the LG CX isn't cheap. That's like a $1,500 TV. So if you want the very best, you're going to have to spend money on it. You're going to, for the very best in gaming, you're going to have to spend over $2,000, whether it's on the console and your TV or the PC and your monitor. If you don't really want to do all that, if you don't want to budget that, or you can't afford it, there's nothing wrong with that either. Get your, even though King David, the shout out to the Iron Lords, would tell you don't be a TCL gamer, be a TCL gamer if that's what you can afford. Get you that $500 TCL TV that does 4K at 60 hertz is just fine for 60. Majority of your console games is 60 frames per second anyway, so don't worry about it. And get yourself a PS5 or Xbox Series X or something, and you'll be good. You're gonna have a good time, good performance, everything is great. Just don't get a last gen console or anything. Don't do that, or don't get Stadia. I mean, why waste your money? So.
Don't get Stadia. Oh shit! Listen, man, was that for Mooch?
That was not because Mooch is renounced Stadia, so I'm not. That wasn't for Mooch.
Well, just because you renounce something doesn't mean you wholeheartedly didn't believe in it at one point.
Well, he did, but he saw the error of his ways. He realized. We talked about that on Brat podcast a few months ago that. Stadia is not where it's at, and Google had zero idea what they were doing in this gaming industry, and you would think that Amazon would do better, but apparently Amazon don't know what they're doing either. So, Mook said the house is clear, Stadia is gone. He had an exorcism. He got Stadia up out of here. Sir Taz, what up, though? Sir Taz says, "What's up, man? What's up, Taz, man?"
Is that my best friend, Sir Taz?
That is your second best friend. Yeah.
Who's my first?
Me, of course. I mean, what are you talking about? What is
slow mo? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Hey, slow mo. I didn't know that you recognized like that, man. I mean, of course you are. You are everything and more.
Oh, yeah, well, let's talk about what my week has been like, and then we can get into
my week. I'm still talking about my week.
Oh, my bad. Continue, sir. Continue.
My week has been amazing because guess what? We in a gaming community full of gamers that like to play games, and shout out to the 3,200 people that came to the show last week. I am literally right now dropping dropping the stream in the chat. If you guys would please send out that chat on Twitter, get as many people up in here as possible. We're trying to feed the beast called Slow-Mo Backslap subscription number so we can get it to 1K. I mean, and once we do that,
to get more eyes on the channel, because they, you think I do great content, not to see me struggle at Bucksnax, but just wanted to throw that out there real quick. Go ahead, continue.
It's a little 40%, 60%. I'll let you theorize which side is more important right now. but no, yeah, definitely. I don't tell people to sub to his channel just to watch the man struggle, even knowing that's going to be hilarious. I don't think he's going to struggle as much. I think he pulling the wool over our eyes. I think he's going to pull a King David when it came to eating the Pocky chip, and he really ain't going to struggle. He's just putting up a good show right now. We're going to have to up this ante a little bit, to something else if he blows this challenge out of the park. But no, outside of that slow-mo, man, I'm just proud to see you get ever so closer to that elusive 1,000. And once you do, life itself may change for you, sir. You're a big guy now. When you hit 1,000.
I'm a big guy. I grew up. I hit puberty and everything. Got hair growing in all the wrong places. All that good stuff.
Hey, listen, you think differently when you hit 1K.
Hey, we got Hustle and Motivate in the chat. What's up, bro? And also D Dino, how's it going? He says just missing Forte losing his sweater. Hey, look, with the new layout, we fortunately don't have to see Forte undress or anything. I know. Enrique is missing out on that, but
keep watching the camera. You might see something pop up on the screen. It might flicker real fast, and you could miss it if you blink, but it's there.
Racer in the chat is trying to make me feel better about bug snacks and failing. He says it's not that bad. It's like the ghetto version of Pokemon Snap. Like Racer, that is not a compliment whatsoever. That is the worst thing I wanted to hear. I hate Pokemon. I hate it. I've always hated Pokemon, that trash TV show, them trash games. I don't understand why people enjoy it so much. Maybe this is also why I just can't rock with Nintendo like that. But a ghetto version of a bad game is like it. Man, that's like getting diarrhea in traffic. It's not a good time, man.
You let me know a video game that you can go out and play, a card game that you can pull a $10,000 card out of and got the whole world in a frenzy on how many cards, that many packs they can buy.
You see, I don't even understand any of that.
Who did that for you?
I don't know who did that for me because I don't even know what that's about. But let me get into what I've been playing. Actually, I'm not gonna talk about everything I've been playing because that's kind of gets into my first topic as well. Some games in Game Pass for once. So I'm not gonna talk about that quite yet.
Slander alert.
That's not slander. It's just I had Game Pass and I had the dollar deal for a while. It's gonna expire in August and I really haven't been using it too much. Just a game here and there, but lately I've been using it a lot, and we'll get into that later. But for the most part, as you see, I've been playing Borderlands 3. This is footage from like a couple days ago. I've been trying to build up all my Vault Hunters. I got my this is Zane. I got Zane at like level 55. He's almost max level, and I got Amara at level 20 and Maz at level 15. So I'm kind of building them all up. I want to get them all at max level so I can start like really playing around with the build diversity, really getting the builds looking real nice and getting all the legendaries. And then I'll jump into all the DLC stuff after that. But, if Forte gets on, then maybe I'll start with the Beastmaster and, go play through it with that. But, he got to actually get on the game. Anyway, I've been doing that, and then I'll actually switch it to...
This game right here. You could ever play it.
Say what?
This gameplay looks like something that you definitely didn't play. It looks like one of your kids played this. They got better hand-eye coordination.
The shade is ridiculous because my shooter skills are all.
We know your.
My shooter skills are S+ tier. Okay, like it's if they graded me, there isn't a grade for it. It's too high. It's Nappa and Vegeta tearing the eye thing off and saying it's over 9,000. That's my shooting skills. Okay.
When did you get S tier on shooting games?
Okay, well, when I started headshotting everybody and just jumping back into Halo multiplayer and whooping up on people after years and years of rust on them games. But look, we ain't gonna get into that. We ain't gonna get into that. This now is other thing I've been playing. Persona 5 Strikers. This is all I am really shocked at how good this is because although I heard and saw some of the previews from some of the bigger YouTubers that got their hands on it early, all they were talking about was the gameplay and how the gameplay was different. And by the way, what's up, Cybernox? Even into you as well. The gameplay is very different. It's got that kind of like Dynasty Warriors, which isn't a compliment because Dynasty Warriors has got the most played out gameplay. It's like on Dynasty Warriors 12, and it's been the same as that gameplay since Dynasty Warriors 3. But this is their spin on it. It's a bit better though. I like it. It's a little bit to get adjusted to, but I'm enjoying it, and it's still really an RPG. Like it's still the same, different days, and the Phantom Thieves trying to take down the palace and all the story elements that go along with it, and the great character development, all that stuff's still there. I guess I wasn't even thinking about that. I didn't realize that they would still be doing all that, but it's a lot of good fun. I'm glad I got it, and this will probably be the third game that I beat this year because I haven't really been beating too many games. I normally start off slow in the year with that. Like I'll play a whole bunch of games, but not really settle on one. And then like in the second half of the year is when I really buckle down and I I just start beating games like, multiple games a week. But it's this one I'm probably going to beat fairly soon before Outriders comes out, because I'm really enjoying this. Oh, okay. I think we got all that out of the system, huh?
Take a deep breath.
I needed to,
You out here killing people with your gaming library.
Well, yeah, look, I like to play games, man. I have a very diverse taste in games. Some people just play fighting games. Some people only just play RPGs. I tend to play everything but fighting games, sports games, and that's about it, really. I think I play just damn near everything else. But yeah, I like to stay diverse, and that will kind of we can segue into some games that I've been playing that I had initially written off, which is games with Game Pass. So first topic of the night, Game Pass has leveled up. And if you've been living under a rock over the past week, last week we had Rand on and Enrique, shout out to Enrique in the chat, and we talked about how they had at that day the Xbox Bethesda Roundtable, and they announced that 20 games will be going into Game Pass. A lot of them in Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass. 5 of them got the FPS boost for Xbox Series consoles. And we also got later on the confirmation of a rumor that Outriders, the game that comes out April 1st, is going to be in Game Pass day and date. So, Forte, let us know what you think about that, man.
Oh man, there was a mysterious signal and an anomaly that was shaking the planet. It was crazy, and people were running for their lives, and you had to go in deep sleep for 30 plus years, and you came out and you saw everybody was old as heck, and people had lost their eye. That's what Outriders was, man. I told everybody this couple when they started. When Xbox came out here, started tweeting, and they started talking about anomalies, and they started talking about all this other stuff, mysterious signals. I was like, this is Outriders. I know some people are probably disappointed a little bit because they were looking forward to Mass Effect, and who knows, Mass Effect can still show up in Game Pass. Just because this game's in Game Pass doesn't mean that game can't show up.
It's going to show up in Game Pass anyway because they got EA Play, and when it hits EA Play like 6 months after launch, then it'll be in Game Pass. So
what about the demo where you can play 10 hours of EA Play?
Yes. Oh, that you got that too. So you get that 10 hours of gameplay before it comes out to test the game out and see if you want to buy it or not.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to that. I wonder if there's. Well, we'll talk about that because I wonder if there's a way to jump between the games, or do they go seamlessly from one to the next? That's gonna be an interesting call right there. Do you have to beat the first in order to progress into the second one? Who knows? But no, man, this Borderlands, Jesus. I've been playing so much Borderlands, and I was looking at all your gameplay is throwing me off. But yeah, this Outrider situation is something that I think a lot of people are truly looking forward to now, mostly because they don't have to pay for it. Did I think Outriders was a game that you should spend $60 on? It's cool. I like the build diversities you can build in the game, and it's something that I was super interested in. But it's like when you come with one of these type of newer games, you really don't know how deep the ocean is. Is it as deep as the Pacific, or is it as shallow as a lake, but as wide as the Pacific? Who really knows?
You saw the class tree, right? The skill tree class.
The class tree is up there with. I mean, is it Path of Exile type, or Pillars of Eternity type tree? No, but that tree, it can rival something like Final Fantasy Spirit Grid, and we all know how big the Spirit Grid was. That thing kept going and going, and it leaked into other people's trees and abilities. So I think that's where the mid-maxing side of it comes. And I think that's the thing that people should be excited for the most. it's not trying to be other games like, you know, in its genre. It's trying to be itself. It's trying to be Outriders, and I think that should be commended when it comes to that. But I'm just overall excited to see people excited for games to hit the service that they been touting is a waste of money and it's a waste of time, and we're playing nothing but older games. And April 1st, this will be the first, I think it'll be the first AAA game to hit day and date on Game Pass, and I think that's going to be a really, really cool thing for them to do. I think it's going to really help their engagement numbers, especially on Xbox. Mm-hmm. So I think if you're on an Xbox, you won't have a problem finding people to play the game. Now, they do give you codes where you can link up with friends on other systems. So I think that's going to definitely help out too. But I just think the Xbox community is probably going to be, not even probably, it will be the number one place when it comes to this game. PlayStation people, they're still going to go out and buy the game if they wanted to. I really don't know what the reception of the game is going to be if you have to pay $60 for it. Mm-hmm. But I think this is going to be a really big litmus test for Square to see if we can put this game in Game Pass, if we get amazing get engagement from it, we get, you know, let's say in the first month we average anywhere from 800,000 to 1,200 or to 1.2 or 1.3 or even 1.5 million concurrent players. Mm-hmm. If they can hold on to that for a second month, they may start looking at this game as something viable, because all it takes is you to have a hook in a game like this that makes people want to run that content loop over and over and over again. See the person that played the game for 247 freaking hours, don't know what he was doing. I take that back. Yes, I do. He was farming, something that everybody does in every looter shooter that's out there.
And that's what you really want from a looter shooter. You want the ability to farm and to that loot chase, and then the satisfaction of the loot being worth the chase. See, that's the other part of it that can lose people. I think the Avengers, a game that we're going to talk about a little bit later as well, the Avengers didn't have that. So there was the chase for loot, but then once you got to max level, you could have some pretty interesting builds, some pretty interesting gameplay with, say, Iron Man and the Hulk and stuff, but the loot wasn't satisfactory. One, you couldn't see it. It's invisible loot on your people, your Avengers, and then there was nothing unique about it. There was nothing that really dynamically changed how your Avengers played. So you look at Outriders, and for example, I got a legendary shotgun in the demo that if it doesn't kill an enemy, and most of the enemies I shoot with, it kills them. But from the big enemies, like some of the big guys with armor, or a captain, like a mid-level captain or boss, I shoot them with the legendary shotgun, it levitates them, and it starts ripping their body apart. That's different. That's the kind of stuff you see in Borderlands, where you would see a legendary weapon do something completely unique. You know how they got the red letters in the description, that it was always something kind of funny or hilarious, but you know this weapon is special. There's something unique about this weapon. There's something unique about this shield or this mod or grenade. Something about it that isn't the typical what you get with everything else. And having loot like that and gear and weapons like that do those unique things, it makes it worth the chase. It makes all the grinding all the grinding for that loot worthwhile in the end. Because let's say you grinded a couple of hours to finally get a particular weapon, and it turns out it's a big fat disappointment. Then you don't want to do anything else in the game at that point. You don't want to grind for anything else. So yeah, like that. I think my opinion here with Outriders being in Game Pass, it's a great get. Absolutely great get. It is for them. This is exactly what Game Pass needed, and I agree with you. It's a litmus test. It's going to be, if this is successful for Square Enix, you could really see more publishers taking that chance. What it really took was one to take that chance. And Square Enix can do this because Outriders isn't a game that they were like, it's not one of their big headliner games that they were really counting on. That was Avengers. That's Tomb Raider. That's Final Fantasy. It's their big headliner game. Outriders is something that they took a chance on where people can fly, a smaller developer that isn't as super prominent as some of these other developers out here. And hey, if it works, it's great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, clearly the budget of this game isn't where, say, the Avengers is. But for a publisher to take the shot, put the game in Xbox Game Pass, and hey, we see what happens. And if it becomes successful, now you can see other publishers going, hey, this game, development-wise, it's been okay, but we don't really know how this game is going to be received. Let's give it a shot in Game Pass and see what happens on the Xbox platform. Yeah, and I can see that becoming something that happens more often if this becomes successful, if the numbers show it, if it's the most downloaded thing in Game Pass in April, then it really, really hit the way that both Microsoft and Square Enix wanted it to. But in regards to the other games, the Bethesda games, published and developed games going into Game Pass, have you been playing any of those?
I did load up Final Fantasy, Fallout 4, just to see like what the game looked like, FPS boost. We didn't get the resolution bump or anything like that, but yeah, I played a couple of them. I loaded up Dishonored. I didn't get a chance to play it yet, but from what I played of the little I played of Fallout 4, man, it feels good, man. Part of us don't remember we remember how bad it was, but it's more of a situation where if you haven't went back and played it while it was 30 frames per second, you kind of won't understand how drastic the difference is now, because a lot of the games we're playing now are at 60 frames per second for the most part. Mm-hmm. So your brain has kind of trained itself to be like, oh, okay, this is actually feels really good. But if you actually think about it, and I think this is the thing that people kind of overlook, these games were, 30 frames, sometimes 25 frames per second when you went into certain environments or certain scenarios to play themselves out. And as of right now, we're getting into that spoiled territory, and I think people don't really see how important this feature is that they're bringing to the Xbox. This is something that PC has always had, so shout out to the hundreds and hundreds of thousands and millions of people that are out there on PC. But for the console gamer, this is cool, man. Just being able to go into the settings and turn on a feature called FPS boost, and right up next to it is auto HDR, and if your game supports both of them, have a ball. And it's just really cool that even developers don't have to do anything. So the little I did play just to pop it in and see exactly how it felt was Fallout 4. It felt really, really good. I definitely want to go and get into Dishonored. I want to finish out what's the name of that? What's the name game? I want to jump into on Elder Scrolls Online. I just want to know. I definitely want to jump into that.
I don't know want to try Elder Scrolls Online as well. I kind of want to try it as well, but okay, here's the big but for me. When I first tried it, like I remember years and years ago on Xbox, they had a free weekend for Elder Scrolls Online. So I installed it, tried it. That base like campaign for Elder Scrolls, absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh yeah. I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. I don't know why this isn't looping. Give me a second.
For it to open up.
Say what?
You got to get the Morrowind for it to open up.
Okay, well, I mean, look, this is, yeah, maybe, but it's, this is
I understand what you're saying. I mean, you're not wrong in what you're thinking, because most.
Hold on, no. This is what I'm thinking. So I heard, I heard was that the game doesn't really get good until the further expansions. Like the further expansions are great, but the current one isn't so great. So if like the base one isn't that great. So if there's a way for me to just like kind of like, you know how like you get a spark of light or whatever they want to call it in Destiny, and you can just kind of get your level up to where it is currently for most people. If there's a way for me to just skip all that, and the Division 2 has that as well, where you can just max level your character to 30 and they give you some basic loot and you can just jump right into it. No, it doesn't cost anything. You can just do it. They introduced it when they came out with Warlords in New York. So you could just, create a new agent and then just get them up to 30 and you'll be past the campaign. I think you still got to do the world tiers, but you can do Warlords in New York and all that good stuff. So if they got something like that for Elder Scrolls Online, I'll be willing to give it a shot. I've been playing, like you, I've been kind of like, so, I don't really like Dishonored like that. Like I tried it. I thought it was okay, but I didn't think it was anything great or to write home about. I tried it, Dishonored Definitive Edition again on PC. First time playing it on PC, and maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace for it before, but I see the appeal to it that a lot of people had. I kind of enjoying myself with it. I'm enjoying the story. It's Arcane, so they have a different kind of aesthetic artistically. The look, the visual look, even though it's an older game, and even though I'm playing it at 4K, it's an older game. So the textures are still like, the textures don't get updated. Just my rig can run it at a high resolution and a high frame rate. But regardless of that, the art style is so different. Like it looks like almost like the characters are like a painting, so to speak. The way that they look aesthetically, that look kind of like how cell shaded ages pretty well. Compared to trying to do a more realistic look, and then over time it doesn't look as realistic as time goes on. It looks good, and I can see the appeal to it. I don't play the stealth way that most people play stealth. I'm not down with any of that. I know how I could go the stealth route to deal with some enemies, and I still just kind of go in guns blazing. It's really up to you and how you choose to play it, and I'm enjoying it. So that's
you give it too easy, Slobo, going in guns blazing. Don't want to play it like it's Thief or anything.
No, like I don't like stealth games, so it's like that's like if I had no choice but to do it stealth, like if there was no way for me to, like if I got shot one time by or stabbed once by a guard and I'm completely dead, then I have to do nothing but stealth route, then I probably wouldn't be enjoying it.
No, I'm with you on that. I mean, I think
Mr. Xbot in the chat says no stealth is bad ending. All right, but I'm gonna get a bad ending then. look, man, I have already did some stuff that, like, I think I told you guys last night. Like, there's a particular part where you're supposed to poison a dude, like a real high up dude, and then like this woman comes to you and she's like, "Hey, look, my uncle works for that guy. Could you not kill my uncle? He's a good man. Just spare him. Do what you gotta do for the other guy, but spare him." And I'm sitting there, I got the poison, and I see the drinks, and I'm like, I can poison the guy I'm after. I could poison the uncle. I could poison both of them. So I chose violence. I poisoned both of them. They both died. I forgot the guy's name, the main character's name, but I'm a terrible person, man. I'm just killing everybody. So that I'm enjoying myself. Leave me alone. So, yeah.
Oh my god! His bag. Hit the like button.
Is there anything else that you want to play?
I mean, from what they showed, see, man, it's. I've never been a huge fan of Bethesda games and stuff, but Prey has always been on the recommendation of Randall. He was telling me, it's like, yo, if any game you should play in there is Prey, He said, especially if you get into the you really like the campaign. He said you really love the DLC, the Moon Crash DLC.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's gonna be one that I'm definitely gonna try. It was just hard for me with Prey because I really liked the original aesthetic of the original Prey with the Native Americans and the whole alien space, the alien invasion and all that other crazy stuff.
Right.
So when they changed it up, it kind of like just changed my outlook on what I thought the game was going to be. But from what a lot of people are saying, they say it's like one of the better games that came out from Bethesda, and a lot of people skipped over it due to the fact that they changed the aesthetic of the game. So a lot of people didn't give it a chance. So I think that's a game. If I had to really nail down something that was I was really going to put an effort into playing, is that. But Fallout 4 is going to be something because my wife played Fallout 4 on PlayStation and she loved it. And she told me she wanted to play it on Xbox, and I said, "Well, we have it on Game Pass now, and we don't have to pay for it."
That's true. That's Arcane for you. They're very unique. Prey, I appreciate them doing something different with Prey. I heard as well that the whole Moon station, Moon Crash one, what was it called? Yeah, Moon Crash was really good. But again, here's another one where you have to get through the base game to get to that, and I just couldn't deal with the base game. The whole, it's unique and different. And I like the part where like your coffee mug could turn out to be an alien and jump at you, right? That's pretty. That keeps you on your toes every time you go into a room. You don't know if the trash cans is going to like flip out, and then it's like some weird looking smoke monster, inky black thing that's attacking you. But the whole taking this gun and like shooting it with like foam to stop it, and then taking like a wrench or a club and beating it to death. I was just like, that part of the gameplay really got me not really too.
That part of the gameplay was suspect.
Man, people in the chat upset at me because I don't care about Splinter Cell. Look, I don't like. I'm not saying Splinter Cell is a bad game, not at all. Splinter Cell is at the pinnacle of stealth games.
Which was the best one?
Say what?
Which Splinter Cell was the best one to you?
The one that I completed, which is the first one. The very first one. I think was that on original Xbox or 360? I can't remember. Yeah, that one I enjoyed. I actually completed that one. After that, I didn't really care too much for stealth games. So like, no, there are angry people here. I'm sorry. I don't care about stealth games. I'm not saying Splinter Cell isn't a good stealth game. I'm pretty sure it's amazing. It's just that those games, unfortunately, as far as Ubisoft is concerned, they don't sell the most. They don't know how to monetize that further with microtransactions or online services and yada yada yada. So maybe new Ubisoft with new management, new people in charge creatively will bring it back, but it's unfortunate that it's been away for so long. But for me, it was never really my jam anyway. What about you? What about you and Splinter Cell? I know we are completely off the reservation here when it comes to topics, but go ahead and talk about that.
We were talking about Game Pass, and the stuff we're talking about is in Game Pass, except for the Splinter Cell topic. But no, I think Pandora Tomorrow was one of my favorites. Yo, what's up, Vaccine Gaming, brother? How you doing, man? Thanks for coming to the show. But I think Pandora Tomorrow was one of my favorites. I was one of those few people, or not few people. I really liked Conviction a lot too. I
heard Conviction was really good. Yeah, was that the last one, or was it Blacklist the last one?
Blacklist was the last one, where they changed the character from Michael Ironside. But the cool thing about Conviction was when you was in the bathroom and you were slamming people into toilets and sinks and breaking glass. I was like, yo, Sam Fisher going crazy. And I actually did enjoy the gameplay in Blacklist. I think that was more of the evolution of what the gameplay should feel like in that type of game, and I just didn't think the story was as great as it could be. And a lot of people will never forgive the fact that they replaced Michael Ironside as Sam Fisher. So I think that kind of had a lot to do with it. I think if you replace Sam Fisher's voice with Michael Ironside, that game probably instantly goes up 10 points just off that alone. But that's why I think that game kind of failed. But I think a lot of people are ready for another Splinter Cell. But the one thing I will always say is when it comes to like stealth games, none of these games are true stealth games, because if you're talking about a stealth game, that was Thief, and Thief was trash. Who wants to
exactly? Who wants to do that?
It's like you go into a room with two people, and if you get caught, you instantly know you're gonna die and restart that checkpoint, because they don't give you any abilities in that game to be able to deal with anything more than one person. Whereas at least in games like Dishonored and Splinter Cell, and I mean even think like Assassin's Creed in its original heyday before they went completely bonkers in the animus and changed everything up. I think a lot of people look at those games like that's probably the better version of a stealth game, because when you think you actually have options, then it's not just I just got to make it through here without being seen. You actually can fight or flee. You can fight 3-4 people. That was something that was one of the benefits of Dishonored. And I think a lot of people prefer that type of gameplay. They don't want to be boxed in if they don't have to. And I think that's the one thing that's more appealing about a stealth game for a lot of people out here.
Yeah, real quick, shout out to Dayron in the chat and the Ash and Luca. How's it going, Luca? As well as Rodimus. What's up, Rodimus? We didn't shout him out as well. I think.
What'd you say his name was?
Rodimus.
Yeah, just making sure.
Whatever. So my big issue with like full-on stealth games is that the way that the developers design it, there really is only one way to complete your goal or complete your mission. You have to go into, say, a tunnel and then wait a couple of moments for the guards to walk by, and then knock them out, then go down the hall. It's like there is no creativity to it. You have to do it this particular way. And if you don't do it that particular way, then the game penalizes you for that. I don't like that. So that's and plus I must got ADHD or something, because I just I can't, the whole wait for the right moment kind of stuff. Nah, I don't feel like waiting, man. No, give me the gun. I'm headshotting fools. Bang, bang, bang. That's how I'm trying to do it. And shout out to Dayron for subbing to the channel. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah.
So because you would, or so you. I mean, you're in what's the name? So you can see that. Shout out to him, man. No, I said you're in OBS, so you could actually see subs and stuff now.
I still don't see that in OBS. I don't look. I know I got the stream up as well on my second screen. That's why I'm able to see people. Yeah. Like where is he in the chat says he's too impatient. That's me too. And it's just I'm too impatient for stealth games. So it doesn't mean they're bad or anything. It's just really not for me. But back to Game Pass. I also installed Wolfenstein Youngblood, and look, I have no illusions with that game. I played it initially. The game ain't good. it's just not a good game. So I understand where that's going to be. I kind of just want to I upgraded my rig to the point where I could really max this thing out and make it look, because it still looks beautiful regardless. It's on that amazing it tech. But I think the real thing, that reason why I reinstalled it, is that I like that story and that the world and everything, and I kind of want to know what happens to the BJ Blazkowicz. I want to see whatever his name is. BJ, yeah, him. I want to know how his story ends. What?
Before you say it.
No, I'm not saying it. No, because you. I'm not going to say words that I mess up all the time like you. I'm not going to say it.
Say it. I'm the person that mispronounces everything.
Right.
So come on, Slow-Mo, say it.
We good. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So anyway, in the beginning, he kind of disappears, and then his twin daughters, are the characters that you actually are using in the game, and those are the people that you're fighting with and fighting Nazis with, and they're just like kind of cringe, but I still kind of want to see how the story ends there. So I'm going to play through that, kind of struggle with the fact that they tried to add looter shooter elements to a Wolfenstein game. It just kind of blows my mind why they thought that was a good idea, but hopefully that won't be Bethesda making any kind of decisions like that in the future. But I'm gonna play through that, and once I finish Dishonored Definitive Edition, I might try to give Dishonored 2 a shot again. Maybe. It depends on if I have the time. But I think we... Wait, no. Before we move on to a new topic, I got a question for you.
Game Pass. We forgot about that.
Say what?
We forgot about a game going into Game Pass.
Yes! Octopath Traveler.
Yes! How you forget about that game, Slow-Mo?
I don't know, man. But look...
Because you said you were going to play it 15 different times, and you ended up.
Yeah, I mean,
that's on Switch, and it's a game that's right up your alley, and I love that game. And it's finally coming to Game Pass, and I honestly forgot that it came to PC. It was on PC for a while now, and it's yet another point where people keep saying that, well, Square Enix and PlayStation got this great relationship because of all the games in that Final Fantasy VII is an exclusive. Listen, Square Enix likes money, and they're gonna go where the money is. Exactly. And they're giving Xbox 2 games inside their service on Game Pass day one, on the day that it launches on console. That's not available on another system when it comes to Octopath, and then it's going to be day and date for console, PC, and xCloud when it comes to Outriders. And I think that is a huge get, and that shows that, Square Enix is a mercenary out here. They just said,
Square Enix ain't loyal. They ain't loyal. They loyal to that paper. That's they want the money. They want the cream. They don't care about it. There is no, hey, we love Sony. They love Sony's money. Sony didn't give Sony timed exclusive deals for Final Fantasy and other games, and Project Athia, which we're going to get into later because they finally showed that with its new title. They didn't give them that to Sony out of the kindness of their hearts. They did it because Sony paid them, and Microsoft is paying them to get Outriders and Game Pass day one, and to get Octopath Traveler on Xbox and PC in their Microsoft, their trash Microsoft store on PC before PlayStation can get it. This is business. This isn't. There's no loyalty here. Square Enix would have all their games exclusive to Nintendo if Nintendo paid them. Or Stadia.
Shout out to. They would. You ain't lying. Shout out to Erodimus. He says, "Are you to the PC gamer version of Xbox 2?" I don't know what to think about that, Slow-Mo.
I would say,
aren't we on an Xbox subject right now?
We are. Well, not really.
No, it's Game Pass. I mean,
Game Pass is the platform now, man. That's the platform now. So that's how things are. I would say we would be the PC if we were PC gamers in the sense where Forte actually played the majority of these games on PC. Then I would say potentially. But that's high praise from Rodimus though, that because Xbox 2 is a great podcast. Shout out to Rand and Jez Corton. They put on a good show and they have a lot of good information, and they act like they're not insiders, but they clearly are insiders because they drop all the good info that everyone just goes, oh well, is that real? And then like 3-4 weeks later, a month or two later, it turns out to be real, but they want to pretend like they don't know anything. We don't believe you guys, okay? We know better. Anyway.
Know better.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try Octopath Traveler when it hits PC Game Pass. I think that's on the 25th. So I'm gonna try that out. It's funny because I bought the game on Switch, but I bought it physical because you know how that the eShop for Nintendo never has sales. The only time you can find any kind of sales is go to Walmart and see if they got some excess inventory they want to get rid of at like $40 instead of $60. So
$9.99.
Say what?
$9.99.
You said $5.99?
Shout out to Wario 64 putting out those deals from Switch having on sale. Like I think I was able to cop. What game was that? It was what is Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Or I was able to cop that. I was able to cop it for what was it? $7.99, bro.
Physical. Yeah. It's always physical. Where if you get any kind of sale on the Switch, it's always physical. But I got Octopath Traveler on the Switch, lost it or misplaced it because I had completely forgot I had it. Played through all the games I really care for on the Switch. Then ended up selling my Switch, and then later on after I sold it, I found Octopath Traveler. And I'm like, well, great. I don't have a Switch to play this on anymore. But I still have it. I think.
Good. Keep it forever. Be worth some money one day.
Maybe I'll sell it anyway. I was going to get Octopath Traveler on PC, but I realized it was on PC. But then, like 2 days later, boom. Announcement's coming to Game Pass. So I'm like, bet. Don't have to spend money on that now. You
gonna actually deal with the Microsoft Xbox store on Game Pass?
Look, I'm gonna try to give them the benefit of the doubt. So far with the games that I have installed so far this week, I've only played Dishonored Definitive Edition, so maybe I can't speak too highly yet. But Dishonored, I haven't had any issues whatsoever, no bugs or anything like that at all. So maybe they got some of that stuff ironed out. Hopefully, we'll see.
You trying to say Xbox Game Pass on PC is the best place for PC gamers to play their games?
No, Steam. keep it on Steam, man.
How you had to like half a second that question to be like, maybe sure I answered this correctly.
No. Steam. Look, when their own games, when Microsoft's own games play better on Steam than they do in their own store, you got some issues. So yeah, like Master Chief Collection, no issues for people who got it on Steam. If you got it on through the Microsoft Store or the Xbox app or whatever you want to use, bruh, it's all kinds of issues. So yeah. Before we moved on, I did want to talk real quickly about my impressions of the Xbox wireless headset, which I have the trailer running right now. Forte, have you used yours yet? I
have not. I don't get mine until tomorrow.
Really? I mean, they came out yesterday.
Mine is shipped to receive on Friday.
Okay. Well, I got mine from Best Buy.
I don't live in, next to the capital of the country, and
here we go.
Treatment, they make sure they send stuff to you. It's cool. I understand, but yeah, mine will be here tomorrow.
Well, I think it's all about where you got it. I got mine from Best Buy. I did hear of other people who got theirs from the Microsoft Store, and some of those shipments seem to be coming late. So that's kind of unfortunate.
That's where I got mine from.
Right. I got mine from Best Buy. Mine was available. I got the notification or the email the night before they were supposed to be due out that it was ready to go. And so, yeah, I got it. I've been using it for the past couple of days. So far, I said this on Twitter, and some people disagreed, but I don't even know if they actually had an Xbox wireless headset to disagree with. But so far, I like this headset. I'm actually using it right now. I like the Xbox wireless headset more than the Pulse 3D headset, and I think they're both very well done, very good quality headsets for the price. But the one plus I would give the Pulse 3D headset over the Xbox wireless headset is the spatial awareness of it.
Spatial awareness.
That's what I said.
Spatial.
You know what? Look, all right. Tonight is my night to mess all the words up. But you know what I'm talking about. Like you playing the first person shooter, you hear the footsteps behind you to the left or to the right. You know, it's very accurate. It's better on the Pulse 3D headset by far than the Xbox wireless headset. It's awesome on that.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's still a good headset. I think the mic is not. I don't think the mic's that great. It's got but it's got like an internal microphone, but it's a good headset. I use it on my PlayStation. I've been in parties with Big Mike. Shout out to him. Parties with All Day and Luca. Shout out to them as well. And I hear everyone clearly. It's been good, but I think the Xbox wireless headset, where I would say is better, the comfort level is so much better. When it comes to, I think the cups are like softer on the Xbox wireless headset, and that is perfect for me because when I use the Pulse 3D headset, after about 30 minutes, I'm kind of adjusting it because it's like the edge at the top of my ear starts to hurt, stuff like that. But the comfort's better. I think the overall sound is with Atmos, Adobe Atmos is better. Maybe that's a preference thing, but I think it's better. I also love how you can customize that. You can, on PC, it's the Xbox Accessories app, but there's an app in the Xbox as well where you can customize your audio for the headset. I think that's a great idea, and the mic's pretty good. So I was in a party with Taz and Luca last night, and both Taz and I were using the headset, and Luca thought our audio, like our voice coming through, was pretty good. So I think it's a really good headset. If you can get your hands on one, I know they're kind of selling out pretty quickly. If you can get your hands on one, it works on Xbox and PC. Of course, it's not going to work on a PlayStation, but it also can connect to your phone, which I heard is pretty cool. I'm not going to do it just because I don't care to do it. Maybe I'll try it sometime in the future, but that's not really anything I focus on. But yeah, I'm liking the headset so far. I was looking for a wireless headset to replace my wired Astro A40s, which are sound-wise still superior to these, but I'm sick of wires. Just too many wires. Uh-oh. So
it's the best headset on the market outside of A50, sir.
With A40, yeah. Look, I still have the A40s. Like they're sitting. I'm looking right at them. They're an awesome headset, but they're a wired awesome headset, and I just
go A50s.
Well, look, this was $100. How much is the A50s? Like $300?
Yep.
Look, yep. I'm good. Like I'll spend $500, $600, $700 on a graphics card. I'm not spending $300 on a headset. I don't care that much. I just don't care that much, right? It's just, maybe that's just me. I'm good with decent sound. I don't need to have like the Sennheisers or
you don't need that Rolls Royce quality.
Yeah, or Bose. I don't need all that. I'm good. I'm good with what I got.
Who's gonna be a gamer and play with Bose headphones on?
Maybe there might be some people who do that. I don't know. I just know it ain't me.
You can't have those Bose headphones on. I know that much.
Hey, if you like us, and you got a PC set up and you want to use a podcast mic while you use some really nice. Hey, you know what? No. I know some people who have used the Sennheisers, like the ones that just headphones, the straight up headphones, like $400. Like I got a buddy that has those, and then he went and bought like the separate mic that you actually like glue to your headphones. That's like I forget. I can't remember the name of it. Is it Lion something? I don't know. I can't remember the name of the mic, but he just bought at Lion. Is that it? I can't remember the name of it. I probably butchered the name. But he bought a completely separate mic that would hook up to whatever he needs, and then now he created a headset out of He got his own separate mix amp that he purchased that was completely separate. It wasn't like a Astro's mix amp. He built his own setup, and it's like superior than anything that you can buy off the shelf somewhere. And he did it all separately. I could do that if I wanted, but I just don't care that much. That's all.
I think you would enjoy it if you did something like that.
Yeah, yo, you know, if you buy me it, I will absolutely use it. That's.
I don't trust you. Ever since I bought you Destiny DLC, you never finished it. I felt
wait,
cheap.
hold, sir. I did finish it.
When 2 years later?
It got finished.
2 years later,
it got finished, sir. Okay, look, it got done. Okay, this
the purpose of that purchase was for you to play with your friends.
Hold on a moment. Hold on. Before we move on to the next topic, well, and chat, please let me know if someone buys you something, okay, and you try it and you play it, but maybe it just wasn't that good, or maybe you didn't work. Like, are you obligated to play it all the way through because someone bought it for you? I don't think so. Look, one of my friends.
All you gotta do is beat the pass, sir, and then you beat the game.
Look, one of my friends bought me Call of Duty one year so that we all could play Call of Duty together. I played Call of Duty with my friend and everyone else that was playing Call of Duty. I didn't play it separately from them because I don't care about Call of Duty like that, but I still played it with them. They weren't like, oh my gosh, Slow-Mo isn't playing Call of Duty every second of the day. He's playing other stuff. No, because they intentionally bought it for me to play with them. And I said, all right, cool, I'll play it with you, no problem. What's the problem there? I don't see what the issue is. Well, Forte?
Yep, I'm here.
You weren't even paying attention. Good grief.
No, my mic had went. I had to reset it.
No, I said, what is the problem here where I have to play the game just because you said that, well, I have to play it because, you bought the game. I mean, look, I played it. I didn't love it. I didn't play it forever, but I played it.
You played it 2 years later.
I played it. Look, and shout out to Smiles. If you bought me Overwatch on PC, I played all the way through, just sliding that in there. Ha! Okay. I see what you're saying, Smiles. Maybe I'll do that.
Shout out to the woman. Her island being surrounded by nothing but water.
Yeah, look. If I could buy you good internet, I would buy you good internet. I really would. But that's probably impossible to do. Out there,
it's cool. I understand, Slow-Mo. You say you're gonna do something, and outside of your amazing stream of Grounded, which you did live up to that expectation and to that promise. I take everything with a grain of salt when it comes to you saying you're going to do something.
Good grief. A grain of salt. Like, I don't
not even a grain, smaller than a grain. Like like coarse so far down that it's fine. It's finer than, like, I don't know how fine it could be. Whatever the finest level of fine can be. That's what you are when it comes to things you say you're going to do.
This is really disrespectful, sir. When I lost the bet for Grounded, I did a live stream of that. To my detriment, sir. No. I am going to fulfill the Bugsnax bet. I had done. Meanwhile, when you lost the bet and you owed me a game, I had to slander you on Twitter to get you to finally pony up the money for Cyberpunk.
I actually gave you the money for that early, sir.
Because you knew you already lost. You'd already agreed to give it to me.
But you wanted me to pay you for something that I technically didn't lose yet.
But you lost. You knew you lost.
That doesn't mean that I had to pay you because the game wasn't over. You want payment in the third. You want payment in the second quarter of a 4-quarter game.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, you tell me who makes more sense than this.
All right, I'm gonna try to get this up.
This man don't know about sports, but
excuse me.
I'm looking forward to your stream, and if you want to throw shade at me one more time about it, I guess I could throw shade at you one more time about it. Technically, you were supposed to do a video on Grounded, and you copped out.
There was no actual like that. That was I was able to get out of that because there was no actual.
It wasn't something that was 100% spoken on. We all decided to say, "Hey, you're going to make a video on Grounded," and you said, "You know what? Instead of making a video on Grounded, knock two birds out of one stone. I'm not about to suffer making this video for 8 hours, and I can just stream it for 2."
Hey,
we know how this all happened.
I think that was a more enjoyable experience for everyone. Anyway, let's move on to our next topic, which is Jade Raymond. Jade Raymond, who was once the leader of or the head of Stadia Game Studios, which are now no longer because Google sucks at doing anything that isn't a search engine, or a cell phone. She now has started a new studio, and the new studio is called Haven. And Haven is a new studio that's making a new IP for PlayStation. I wrote in the title PlayStation 5 because obviously it's going to be, by the time this game comes out, we're probably looking at PlayStation 5 Pro, and the PS4 will be having games coming out for it very frequently. So of course, this is what the platform she's making the game for. Now, just wanted to look over her blog so far. Says she's CEO and founder of Haven Entertainment Studios. She said, "It's been a strange and difficult past 12 months. The pandemic, social injustice, and job elimination have impacted many of my closest friends, family, and coworkers. All of these factors, paired with an inability to see friends and family face to face, lulled me into a kind of self-reflective cocoon where I had to ask myself some tough questions about what really matters. I've been making games for a long time, over 25 years now. I've had the opportunity to lead the creation of 2 highly successful original IPs and build multiple teams and studios from the ground up. Some of these adventures have been more successful than I could have ever imagined, and others less so." And we know what she's talking about there. Let me get all down to, so here we go. And so today I'm announcing Haven, an independent studio where many of the talented game developers I have worked with for years and love dearly are coming together to do what we are most passionate about. It's time for us to refocus on games in a place where we can practice our crafts without any barriers or impediments. Some slight shade there. Okay. We want to create worlds where players can escape, have fun, and express themselves and find community. We want to pour our passion into a project. We want to make something wondrous for people to experience, because we believe in the power of games to bring joy to people's lives, and Sony does too. Their commitment to excellence is unmatched. It's why I couldn't be happier for their backing and support. So, man, okay, so she landed on her feet, very quickly. So Jade Raymond, new studio, already working on a game with Sony, and I'm a volley this question to you, Forte. Does this seem This seem very familiar, very similar to what we have seen before?
Yeah, it's very familiar. It comes back to the point where, first of all, rest in peace, Google and Stadia. Not Google, because Google is YouTube, and we kind of need YouTube to help ourselves have fun in this community. But it's good to see that she fell back on her feet. But I think overall, the fact that Sony is willing to back this endeavor that she has with her studio, I think it's even better idea for them. They seem to have a really good eye for talent, and actually when it comes to just games and theories and development that they see, that they definitely want to get into their ecosystem. Mm-hmm. So I think that is something that's really, really good, and they consistently do that on a consistent basis. But, this just lets you know that, just reading this article or reading her blog post, just talking about how much more passion they have about it, and how the refocusing on games at a place where we can practice our craft without any barriers or impediments. Like, listen, slow mo. Are they trying to say that online streaming was an impediment to their game development?
No, I don't think that's what she's saying. Well, I think she's specifically calling out Google's management and EA's management, because she left Ubisoft, she went to EA, and literally the same thing that happened to her at Stadia happened at EA. She was working on a game. And we know how EA rolls. We see it with so many other developers. Everyone that's not named Respawn, has had issues with how EA micromanages and forces their developers to do things that are counter to the creative process. And she's seen that there. She got the studio closed down. She leaves. She goes to Stadia. She got a promotion in a sense, because she went from being a director of one studio under a big publisher to being the leader of the first party for an entire platform. But Google didn't give her enough time. They expected a AAA game in a year. Like, who does that? That's ridiculous.
Well, I don't think Google expected a AAA game. I think this is the one thing I do think it's kind of a misnomer in this situation. Yes, we all knew Stadia was going to fail. We knew off the business model. We knew off all the promises they were telling people and the features that weren't available on the data service launch. We knew the fact that Data xCloud was launched in beta. They had 4 times more games that were available inside of a subscription service versus what you had on Stadia on the day that it launched, and you had to pay for those games. All of these things contribute to the fact that Stadia was going to die a horrendous death at some point, and they were just basically bleeding all over themselves until they basically just passed away. But I will say that I do think that they just saw the writing on the wall from Xbox. I think this was more of a move from Xbox with the purchase of Bethesda and them seeing what it actually takes to compete in this industry. I think that was the one thing when Phil Spencer came out.
They admitted that. They admitted it. Phil Agent 47 Harrison said that they saw the acquisition of Bethesda and was like, they spent what?
What?
Yeah, that's not what we trying to do.
We not doing that.
If we gotta do that to compete, well, let's move on to something.
Let's move on. So I think if that probably would have never happened, something else probably could have happened. But I think that was like the straw that broke the camel's back, honestly. And I don't think it had anything to do with them not believing in the product that she built. But at a certain point, they're like, these games aren't going to really start releasing until the next 2 to 3 years. Why bank on the development on games that are unproven on a platform that, yes, we have a very good platform. The technology, the ecosystem, and everything they built over there is solid because it works. But the overall way that they're marketing it is the problem they're having. And they're like,
not just the marketing. You could have great marketing, but if you don't have games to get people
that's
in,
the thing.
It doesn't matter.
And they were about to sink more money into it. I mean, let's be for real. They got a lot of money. They got Microsoft money. I think they got more of it. But the simple fact of the matter is none of these companies are in the business of losing money or just giving money away just to do it. I think Microsoft, honestly, is probably one of the few companies that are willing to take a risk and actually see that risk through and then just be done with it. See what they did with Mixer. You know, they even said that they were trying to use that as a platform in order to further their reach when it comes to the console. They wanted to be able to do basically what Google was doing with YouTube, and they wanted you to be able to play with creators and stuff on the platform. They had all these different granular ideas. They were hoping that these signings would bring hundreds and hundreds of thousands and millions of viewers to the Mixer platform. They were paying top dollar to do it. And guess what? They let it run for 6 to 7 months and they pulled the trigger on it. and they just moved on. And all these companies do it. I just think it seems more egregious because they didn't even give it really a chance. They didn't even let it get to a point where a game had an opportunity to release. And guess what? Phil Harrison struck again. You know, wherever the man goes, things dying and die horrendous deaths and stuff. And
I don't
Jay
understand.
Raymond,
You know, like he may be a very nice man. I don't know.
He might be.
You know, hey, like I actually I'm not gonna throw shade at the man, but when developers from Stadia say that he came out and at the time knowing that they were all going to get laid off was basically speaking as if you guys are doing a great job, you know, you're really getting out there, we're making progress, yada 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 yada. Week later, yeah, it's over. It's over. Like he knew that was going to happen, and that's how he treated them. That seems kind of messed up.
Can you imagine that being Santa Monica Studios like back during 2015, 2016 when Shuhei went in there? It was like, this ain't it. Fix it. If they were a studio that was under Google at that time, they would have just canceled it. They wouldn't even. The game wouldn't even released.
Yep, it'd been a wrap.
It would have been a wrap. So that's the difference between that. But that's why I keep saying that's the difference between a company that actually has some type of understanding that games do take time to make. There is a creative process that is in place that makes those games as good as they are. And if you're not appealing at least to the fan base that you have, like shout out to Ryan Landis saying, you know, shout out, you know, the 17 Stadia fans that are really pissed off about this announcement, you know, but those 17 million people actually supported your platform, and guess what? You let them down, and all you're doing now is just spinning your wheels. And a lot of people are wondering, just like they wondered before, just like shout out to Slow-Mo Damas. He was like, soon all these people keep thinking that Google is going to literally see this thing through, and not even 2 years later. I mean, it's still a thing because the ecosystem is still there, but they have no first party to speak of anymore.
Yeah, like remember Google Plus when they tried to go up against Facebook, and they gave up when they. This is what Google does. When they give up on something, they do kind of stuff they did when they laid off 150 people. Their entire first party, they laid them off. They had just acquired Typhoon Studios and laid them off a year later, right? That's Google. But Stadia is still up. You know, for the 25 people using it, it's still available. You can still use it if you want. I'm sorry, 17. You know, they lost 8. You know, in the past day, but. But you know, like Google Plus, they allow it to stay alive for a little while, and then someone remembers that what is this little number here in our expenses? What is that? Oh, sir, that's Google Plus. Really? We didn't cut that yet? Yo, cut that next month. Get that out of here. That's going to be Stadia at some point. Maybe later this year, maybe early next year, but just know that before 2024 is a thing, there will not be a Stadia around. You can bet that. And when it comes to Jade Raymond, I think this is very similar. This entire situation where her starting her own studio and then doing a new IP for PlayStation is very similar to Kojima to me. Kojima had a falling out with Konami. He left. He took a lot of the talent from Konami's game development studios with him. He started Kojima Productions. He got hooked up on a timed exclusive deal for his first game with Kojima Productions with PlayStation. And that's Death Stranding. Whether you liked it or didn't like it, it was something that Sony jumped on as soon as he was available. I see that being very similar to Jade Raymond, who becomes available. And Sony pounced immediately, got her own, helped her get her studio lined up. I think she more than likely, she had her picking of the choicest talent from Stadia Game Studios, which from what I had heard, Stadia have been out there paying well above market value to get the top talent from other big AAA studios like Rockstar and places like that to come to Stadia. She had her pick from that group. For her to be able to say that we're making a game already and we got a studio together already, it wouldn't surprise me at all if whatever that they were trying to work on for Google Stadia, they're using something they can't use the exact assets because that's owned by Google, but something similar to that. So they can kind of just hit the ground running and do something similar that they were already planning on doing, but with skill sets and talents that they already have specifically set for that kind of game. They could very well be using Decima engine the way Kojima did. They're not going to make their own engine because that's going to take even longer. So either Decima or Unreal Engine to get the game out in like 3.5, 4 years from now, and we'll see what she's got. Hopefully, at least I would say financially, I'm pretty sure Sony's hoping the game sells better than Death Stranding did. I'm hoping that the game is a little bit more streamlined and maybe normal than Death Stranding is, because I really wasn't interested in what Kojima. I wasn't interested in a full on Kojima game. Okay, you never go full Kojima. Never do that. No, you don't. Half Kojima, a quarter Kojima, a diet Kojima. Sure, yeah, but full on Kojima, you don't want that. You don't want none of that. No one wants that. And so, Jade Raymond, we'll see. I saw Raymond say something in the chat about what's the common denominator here, and it's Jade Raymond and her working with bad publishers. Well, Sony's a good publisher. So if Jade Raymond is the issue, we're going to find out within the next couple of years. If this game gets canceled, the Haven gets shut down, we're going to be like, hey, look, Jade Raymond just can't do it. Maybe she needed the installation of the other directors that she worked with when she was at Ubisoft and making the great games that she made there. Who knows? But I think Sony is one of the better publishers out there. And if they allow you the creative freedom, which they tend to do, to make what you want, and she's talking about working without any barriers or impediments. Okay, I'm going to take you for your word. You got no barriers or impediments. You should be able to launch a game now, right? So look forward to it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
Mr. Forte, did you see the Square Enix Presents event?
I looked at some of it, not all of it. I looked at that. I did catch a little bit of the Outrider stuff where they did go a little bit more in depth to some of the powers and stuff that you have with the customizations and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I think that looks really interesting. To me, the problem with that game has never been the scope of the powers. I mean, like I said, we talked about in our Game Pass part earlier, where the game is phenomenal. I think on the technical side, when it comes to gameplay, I just think it's more of the presentational side of the game that kind of needs work. But overall, if you have a very good game, the game plays well, the story is it could be kind of meh, but if it's engaging enough and you got a really good content loop, that's all you really need to make people want to come back to your game and keep playing it. But I did enjoy the parts that they showed off about that type of stuff. I did check and see that they did show the trilogy. I never played Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I skipped over that one. And I never did play, I don't think I played Shadow Definitive Edition on console. I played that on PC. So I definitely will probably get back into that. I know my daughter going to get into that because she
real
loves...
quick, shout out to the Indie Gamer. That guy, check out the Indie Gamer's channel. If you want to see some games that you haven't seen before, I know I think this was really actually down a lot of those in the chats out, because you guys know I like to feature games that people don't talk about. Indie does that times like 3. He's really into the indie game scene. You'll see some games that are really, really good and have a lot of promise that you haven't seen before. Definitely check his channel out. Shout out to you, bro. My bad. Go ahead, man.
No, you're good. And I think that's going to be interesting. If we go into like I checked out a little bit of the Avengers stuff, and I thought that was just a waste of time. I like how they got you doing your acrobatical all over the place with Hawkeye, the new character and stuff, and they got the 60 frame 4K update in there and everything. But I mean, they even had enough slow mo. They had the nerve to say, not only are we giving you 4K 60 frames per second, we're giving you higher fidelity textures. We're giving you destructible environments, and we're giving you all of these things in a game that they basically said we are literally going to make it harder for you to level up in. I was like,
just skipped over that part. Hey, look, man, better textures, no more bugs. Hey, 60 frames per second, bigger grind. But yeah, all that great stuff. Yeah, like wait, what?
Grind in this game, and guess what? Who are you gonna make grind? The 6 people playing your game at this point?
The shade
is real. But no, outside of that, it was I thought it was a pretty interesting show. I mean, it wasn't the worst, it wasn't the best. I mean, the one thing about these shows that really stand out to me the most is the variety. They have a lot of stuff there for different people. I didn't catch the Life is Strange part because you were telling me about it, and I was looking at some of the trailer as you were, talking about other subjects and stuff, and it looks cool. Once again, not a game that's mostly for me. My daughter is super into those games, so it will definitely end up on my Xbox account one way or another because she loves playing the first 2. And she's really into that story. So, like I said, that's the one thing I think that Square Enix has always done a really good job in, giving diversity in their games and different types of play styles for people that like to enjoy those games. They're one of the true, the only, not even really only, but they're one of the true developers out there that actually promote different styles of ways of playing your games in different types of genres and stuff. So they kind of ran the gambit when it came to all that, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff they didn't show that I'm looking forward to. So I think it just really just comes down to what kind of gamer you are and what speaks to you. But for the parts that I did see of it, I do think it is interesting, and I think a lot of people are going to be thrilled on what they saw. But the things I'm looking forward to most is Outriders, of course, and Octopath Traveler, and those things are in Game Pass, and I don't have to pay for them, and that is a great thing.
That is, yeah. Look, Outriders being, I guess we said before earlier, Outriders being in Game Pass is a great get for Xbox, as well as if you got Game Pass, it's awesome, because if you were on the fence with that game, now you don't have to spend anything extra to give it a shot. And I think it's a quality enough game in the sense that if you like looters, you're probably going to end up enjoying it, at least to the point where you finish the campaign and do some of the exhibitions and max out one of the different classes, and just it's not a live service game. So it's not a game where you're going to end up getting dailies, weeklies, doing the kind of grind that you get from Destiny or the Division or any other looters like that, Warframe. It's not like that. It has a definitive end to it. They said that, but then they also said if it does well, they're definitely going to be working on additional content post launch. So I think it's going to have those kind of legs based off of what I experienced it from it and enjoyed it. There are other people who I know are big into looters who also are enjoying the game. So I think, shout out to Mooch in the chat. Mooch said that he already lined up. Hey, he's trying to play with us, trying to get team up together and play some. I know Luca is. I know a lot of people, Smiles, and a lot of people that are going to play the game. So it's I think it's going to have some legs. I saw the event, and outside of it being kind of a ho-hum event, I don't expect much from these little events anymore anyway, right? Like it is what it is, right? It's it's not going to be a great crazy event whenever a publisher just shows off what they got. They can't do much, especially when it's not around E3. So I don't expect to see something brand new. They didn't show us anything. Well, they did show Life is Strange. That was brand new, but first thing they showed was Outriders. And again, like I said, I'm all in on Outriders. I'm definitely going to buy it on PC. I don't have an Xbox anymore to take advantage of that on Xbox Game Pass, which is fine. I was already committed to spending the money on the game anyway, so it's whatever. But they talked about Outriders, and they did a little overview, which I'm kind of showing now, the overview they got going on. They showed some mobile games that I did not care about at all.
Oh, I skipped all over that.
Yeah, I went straight past that because I didn't watch it when it was live. I was too busy with work. So
before you move on that, let me ask you something. How tired of you watching a stream and you think the stream is going to start, but then they throw a flash screen up there with
it's
a
like
count
40 minutes.
40 minutes long. Like, yo,
how do you do that?
Why
yo,
do you do that?
They did it with State of Play, and they did it with this Square Enix Presents. Okay, if there are any publishers listening to this right now, stop doing that. Okay, your countdown should not be longer than your actual stream. Your actual show was like 30 minutes. Your countdown was 45. Excuse me? Like what?
They thought they was like Limp Bizkit coming to the stage trying to get the people hype or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like what is happening here? Stop doing that, please. Like make it 30 minutes at the most, okay? If your show is 30 minutes long, here are the averages here, okay? If your show's 30 minutes long, your countdown has to be 15. Like half of whatever your show is, okay? If you got a 2-hour E3 kind of show, then you can make your countdown an hour. I'm cool with that at that point. Cool, let everyone, come on in.
You better be some talking in that countdown.
Yeah, you better have a pre-show or something, okay?
Yeah, it better be. That's what the pre-show's for,
Yeah, I want to see some hosts entertaining me for my hour of my time that I'm barely, I'm kind of watching it, but I'm really doing something else while I just got it on.
I'm so happy I heard the T come out at the end of that because I was going somewhere completely different than what you just said. Because everything you said after is like, I need my entertainment. I'm like, yo, slow-mo, family friendly.
Hey, look.
I heard the T. Look, shout out, no, guys, he didn't foul up or anything. It was a T at the end of that HOS.
What? No way. Anyway.
There was a T at the end of the HOS.
Hey, Erodimus, I ain't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, look, if your show is 15 minutes long, if you got a 15-minute state of play, you don't get a countdown. There is no countdown. You can start your stream, okay? It's 15 minutes. No countdown. If it's 30, 15 minutes. Those Nintendo Directs that be 12 minutes long, no countdown, Nintendo. No, you don't do that. So look, no countdowns. You're getting out of control with this. I understand it's a pandemic. You're trying to get everything lined up, but the last few ones, they have not been live. They have been pre-recorded. So get your stuff together. You know what you're doing. We all content creators here. Well, not all of us, but still, me and Forte know when you upload a video, you done watched it, you done rendered it, you edited the thing, and you looked it over a couple times, you crossed the T's and dotted. That's what most of us do. Some of us don't. I know some of us. I'm not no shade towards you guys who just upload whatever. It's all kinds of stuff all over the place. Anyway, all I'm saying is that if it's not live, you don't need a countdown. Just run it. Just run the tape, okay?
Man, how much ad revenue do you think they get off of just sitting in the like? Think about it. How much ad revenue did they make off of however many people were in there during the countdown for 43 minutes?
Trying to get them numbers up, man. They were trying to get them numbers up.
Hey, we got to pay for this development somehow.
right. So they went on to talk about. We talked about Avengers. Oh yeah, they also revealed the Black Panther going into Avengers, which I agree with you. Avengers is dead, right? But I will say this: that Black Panther suit looked pretty sweet. I have to say that. It look pretty sweet. I was like, man, that's a nice suit. Not nice enough to get me to come back to this game, but nice suit. Very, very well designed. I just kind of wish, maybe you may have had that at launch. Maybe you would have been able to keep some people. I don't know. But yeah. It's an unfortunate. And you guys probably are looking at it right now on the screen. This Black Panther suit is sweet. Like that should have been something that was in the MCU kind of suit. That thing was pretty awesome. They showed Tomb Raider, right? So there was Tomb Raider, not Definitive Edition, but I think they called it the Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor Trilogy. I mean, that's way too long, but not the worst name that we saw today in the show. We'll get to that later. This is supposed to be Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I guess they're like remastered and getting all the bells and whistles that you would probably get on, say, PC. So they're going to be looking good, updated for next gen consoles. All the DLCs that come with those games. I wonder if the multiplayer is going to be included. I'm not sure. I didn't really deal with the multiplayer for that, but that's announced too. That's nice. Look, the Tomb Raider games are okay. They're okay, Uncharted-ish games. The first one I thought was the best. Rise is very good. I thought Shadow was kind of blah, average, mediocre. But how did you like the Tomb Raider trilogy? I'm sorry. You already said you didn't play Shadow, right?
Yeah, I didn't play Shadow. I played the first two. Shadow was the one I missed.
Shadow is not as good as the first two. So, I mean,
that's what I hear.
Yeah, so if you just want to kind of go play it just because you bored, then I guess go for it.
Jesus.
Otherwise, I don't think it's all that great. But moving on to this other one, I think that a lot of people were talking about today is the new Life is Strange. Which is not being made by Don't Nod. This is being made outsourced to Deck 9, which is a different studio. I didn't know that. Look, I know that when they did Life is Strange Before the Storm, they outsourced that to a different developer too. So, but that was Before the Storm was kind of like a prequel while they were working on Life is Strange 2. This new Life is Strange, I don't know if they're calling it technically Life is Strange 3 or not, but this seems like a mainline Life is Strange, so maybe Don't Nod's just too busy. They just finished Tell Me Why as an Xbox exclusive. So not sure what's going on with that, but it looks interesting. And I got kind of a love-hate relationship with Life is Strange. I think their stories are the premise of their stories is really good. This one reminds me a lot of Oxenfree, which I loved. And I think what they got here is a lot of potential with it. But what always happens with me with Life is Strange games is that like halfway through it seems like they just lose their way with the story. And I'm just wondering at the end, the heck is this? The endings, they always end terribly, where I'm just upset and I wish I never played it in the first place. But what about you?
Takes a lot for you for a bit.
What about you? What did you think about this Life is Strange, and how have you enjoyed their previous games?
Like I said, the first one, I think the first one was really good. Overall, the story was. I think the thing about games like this, now that I think about it, is.
Okay, sorry, real quick. Indy, thanks, Indy. Indy says this one's called Life is Strange True Colors. Maybe this is a side one because the other one that wasn't done by Don't Know was called Before the Storm, which was a prequel to Life is Strange 1. This one isn't really have anything to do with Life is Strange 2, but there is a character in this one that is from Before the Storm. So maybe this is kind of like your side project, Life is Strange, and not a mainline one. Maybe Don't Nod's working on Life is Strange 3. So who knows? But my bad, Forte. Go ahead, continue.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I think overall, it's a lot of people like it's a very, very big franchise. Even though it seems like it's small in scope, but a lot of people enjoy the franchise enough to do it. Like I said, my daughter is hugely into it. So as soon as she saw the trailer, she's like, "Oh man, I gotta." It's like one of the few games she puts Mortal Kombat down for. She gets it from her dad. Dad likes Destiny, never puts it down, and she likes Mortal Kombat, never puts it down. But she does it for games like this. She's really into like that whole Until Dawn type gameplay storyline telling and stuff like that. So this kind of really speaks to her. For me, I played the first one and really liked it. Never really got into the second one because I think wasn't the second one was the first chapter in Game Pass for the second one, if I remember correctly.
Was
the entire thing in there?
The entire thing was in there. They just kind of went into Game Pass like a month late, I think. So it was like
right. That's what it was. Yeah. And I remember I played the second episode, the first episode of season 2, and I was just like, okay. I mean, and the thing about games like this is it kind of ramps up as you go through the episodes and you get more invested in the story and the characters and stuff. And I think also at that point, I just kind of got tired of the whole, narrative driven stories of the ways that they actually do them and things. But overall, this one, I can't say I'm super interested into it, but part of my goal this year is to play a bunch of just other stuff like I've been doing. That's why I went back and started playing Borderlands and why I went back and started playing Fallout and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I refuse to let 2021 be 2015, 2016, 2017.
Where basically 18, you only played Destiny. I get it.
We're not trying to. We're not
missing out on so many games. I agree.
I mean, I have those games. That's the best thing about Game Pass and having a digital library where all that stuff just goes with you. So I think that this game is going to definitely be something that a lot of other people really look forward to. I definitely want to go back and finish out part 2 before I get to this one, to see how that story progresses itself. Because I kind of just disappeared off of it completely, and but yeah, it's interesting. I just want to know more of what's going on in the storyline before I can say how much more interesting. Because I'm still kind of lost in the whole thing.
Okay, well, from what I got, I just want to point out a couple of things because Indy's got all the 401 on this one. So he says it's pretty big. It's a pretty big game now. Yeah, I agree with that. He says also they're doing motion capture, performance capture in this, which is that's pretty expensive. That's not cheap, but that's why a lot of indie studios don't have that going for them. And Square Enix, of course, is now seeing that the success of the Life is Strange series of games, the IP, is growing. People are checking for it now, and so that said, you see here, like here's the performance capture. They got the suits on, and they got the suits on and everything. And so that's when you kind of know that you're leveling up, and it's good to see that because this game, from what I saw in the trailer, looks better than the previous Life is Strange games visually. I like to see that they're advancing forward, and honestly, when it comes to games and next gen, you got to get some kind of motion capture if you want to have a visual look that looks realistic. You have to start using some of the more unfortunately expensive but yet more common techniques in order to do that. You got to get motion mapping down and all that other stuff that is coming baked into some of the newer engines like Unreal Engine 5 is coming. All that stuff is going to be baked in. You're going to be able to get that, well, not motion capture, but some of the other stuff that makes movement look more realistic. Right. So that's great to see. I told myself I wasn't doing another Life is Strange. After Life is Strange 2 and the way it ended, I said, nah, I'm done. That's why I didn't play Tell Me Why, but this one intrigues me. Maybe I will play Tell Me Why and then play this one when it comes out. And this one I think comes out in, I know Indy's going to correct me in the chat. I think this one's June. It comes out in June, I think. Either May or June. Or April. You know what? So it's coming out soonish.
Well, you got a computer in front of you with Google on it.
Well, I'm doing a lot of things right now behind the scenes. But look, it's coming out soon. So, matter of fact, yeah, I'll look it up real quick. Maybe I will check it out and see if they have kind of got better when it comes to the ending these stories better instead of kind of make it. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Sorry. Give me a second. I'm getting the release date. I got it. It is. I'm completely off. It's September 10th. Ooh, that's kind of an interesting thing because September is a rough. Yeah. September's a rough period because you're running into. For games that are like Life is Strange it's becoming a bigger IP, but at the same time it's not quite on the level of like the kind of games where everyone's like, oh, I gotta play that. Like I'm dropping everything I'm playing to play this. It's not that game yet, you know? Right. I don't know. Square Enix might be making a mistake with having it in September, even though we don't know a lot of releases. It could get delayed too.
So they also know they had the built-in audience that's going to play this game no matter what, and normally that built-in audience is enough to sustain the game, and then hopefully releasing it around that time of year brings more eyes to the game because a lot more people are out buying a bunch of different games that they're in that time of year too. So
yeah, maybe they can get. It looks like Indy in the chat agrees with you. Yeah. Maybe their audience isn't the kind of audience that's going to go for the big AAA games, because like Destiny always has their expansion in September-ish, usually September if it doesn't get delayed.
Not anymore. They delayed it already to 2022.
Oh man, wow! So
they coming out to the first.
So that's like 2020. No content until that. Man, that's all. I thought the Division 2 was bad with no content until later this year. But all I'm saying is that September is the beginning of that AAA holiday release period, and but with the way things have been with the pandemic and so many games being delayed, maybe September would be just fine for them, and maybe you and Eddie are right, and they know their audience, and their audience isn't checking for the next Call of Duty or the next Battlefield that might be coming out like early October or something. So yeah, maybe they'll be good. Moving on, let's. Oh, I really want to talk about this. The worst name for a game I've ever seen, like the worst, absolute worst. Forspoken. So, Forspoken, man. Look, I
like, is that actually the way that it actually sounds? Like FORS. Is it really?
First of all, look, they showed this game before it had a title, right? Project Athia.
Oh,
I'm thinking, all right, so like, yeah, you're really trying to figure out what you want to call this game, and this is what you come Forspoken. This is the title, really? I mean, you showed the game without a title. I would think that you would be like really, really trying to make sure that the title of this game really hits. Forspoken. What is a Forspoken? I don't understand why they did that. Driving Arrow, what's up, bro? How's it going? That makes no sense to me. Now that said, we want to talk about motion capture.
Oh yeah,
and really putting money into it. Luminous Productions, if you're not aware, this is Luminous Productions' first game. They are a offshoot from one of the main Square Enix studios that does the Final Fantasy games. They are also the engineers of the Luminous engine that is powering a lot of the games that are going to be coming out from Square Enix in the future. they're really, really talented. And the engine, for Luminous engine, if you look it up, it's some really good stuff. Some great stuff with AI facial features and hair, like really realistic looking hair. But this game, the movement, the name sucks, but the game looks good. Okay, like this movement and the abilities and powers from this character, like it looks awesome. I can't wait to play this, and it's coming in 2022, and it's going to be probably, they say, an exclusive to PlayStation 5. It's probably timed exclusive if you think about it. It's probably because if it was a full on exclusive, or whether it was timed, you're never going to know, because the way that Sony does their timed exclusives is that they put it somewhere in the contract where the developer / publisher can't say anything about it, a platform or anything else, that this IP working on something else. So it could be timed exclusive for Xbox and PC in like 2023. We would never know until they do the announcement, or someone slips up and shows something by accident, like they did with Final Fantasy VII Remake. So, all that said, it looks good. What do you think, man? What did you think about it?
I mean, I liked it the first time I saw it. We just always wondered, like, okay, what the heck is this going to be? And you could definitely tell motion capture is going to be off the hook on this, and it looks. They're going for that more. They're trying to go for that more realistic, dramatic look in the game and stuff, with the tight close-up camera when you got the character right next to you, but then it pushes out when you're running through the environments and stuff. I do think it's one of those. It seems like a lot of these games that have this fast motion, they're really trying to utilize the SSD to a degree that most games can't, and it seems like that's kind of a moniker that they want to do when showcasing these PlayStation games.
I got a correction here. Shout out to B Money and Alloy Death Seeker. They said it's a 2-year timed exclusive, so 2024 is when we could expect it on Xbox. That's pretty significant. Aradam says it's on PC day and date, which I mean, I just did the fist pump to myself, because that's good. But matter of fact, it says PC in the trailer. I can't believe I didn't see that. PC, I'm getting it on PC. So I was going to get it on PlayStation 5, but why would I?
With all these games coming to the PC platform, what you gonna play on your PlayStation?
What's not coming to my PC, the PC platform? Look, I said it before. PC eating good right now. We get it. We get a lot of stuff. Okay, we get almost everything. We get a lot over here. It's good over here. It's nice. So yeah. I'm playing this on PC. It looks awesome, and I do want to see a little bit more of the combat though. Like, they showed a little bit of the combat. You see the movement and the powers that she does, but I want to see actual on gameplay, not like kind of vertical slice look, a prettied up look of the gameplay. I want to see it with the prompts on screen, with your health bar, with your abilities, and like I want to see what it actually looks like, and if it's
the actual HUD looks like.
Right, and it's just a year off. I think that's something that maybe around like E3 time we might see a little bit more fleshed out. A little bit longer of a trailer. We got a teaser trailer that was like a minute long last year, and this one is slightly longer. This one is about 2 minutes long, but half of it is the actress for the main character speaking and a developer. So not too much information so far, but I'm definitely intrigued and looking to see more. But I think we have exhausted all of our topics, sir.
Look at that. Is that what I think it is? Did you just put? Oh no, you didn't do it yet. I thought you was gonna put the strikeout through the last one too, to say that we officially over, guys.
I can do that. Give me a moment.
Man, I thought you put that already.
We have killed all of the topics. We're good to go. But before we get up out of here, Forte, what are you doing for the rest of the week as far as gaming, and what do you have planned for you on your channel?
Actually, when it comes to gaming, I'm about to purchase Borderlands on PC, so Slow-Mo can leave me alone.
That's what I'm talking about. Finally. That's
So
what I mean. Yeah, that's like I had to put Borderlands back up again. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Yeah, I enjoy Borderlands enough to play. I mean, it's one of my favorite franchises, and I think, and one thing I think people don't realize is I think as much as they say Outlanders is these different types of games, I think it has a lot more Borderlands in it when it comes to like the way that the weapons are going to see. Because I think the weapons are going to be the higher up in levels you get. I think the weapons are going to become part of the show. Because right now, the things that people are playing with are kind of more indicative to your abilities really leading the show. Mm-hmm. But once you start getting weapons that really showcase how you can actually combine those elements together, I think that's where you're going to see the game really truly shine and stuff at. So definitely looking forward to that. So definitely want to jump back into Borderlands. Outside of that, just
story wise, you know what, let me say something real quick. This is something that I've noticed after playing through the main campaign multiple times, trying to get my Vault Hunters leveled up. My main issue with the way they did this campaign over, say, Borderlands 2, what I think is to a detriment to it, is that there's a whole lot of hurry up and wait in the Borderlands 3 campaign. What I mean by that, and you'll probably see it, matter of fact, it's happening right now. There's a lot of you kill all the enemies, you go to an area, and then you gotta listen to dialogue. That's fine. Yep. The first time that you go through the story ain't good. So it's like you kind of don't want to hear these people talk anymore. But it's like to have to continue to keep doing that. You go back to your ship and you gotta listen to Lilith talk and have a full-on conversation with them dumb villains, that the two twins that just suck. They're the worst villains ever. And it's just like, yo, why can't I skip this? In Borderlands 2, when you knew the story steps and where to go next, I remember when you meet Tiny Tina, when you have to go like set on fire 3 monsters to get Mordecai's attention, you can do that and then immediately run to Tiny Tina's. Me and my friends used to have it down pat so much that one of us would be setting the enemies on fire to get Mordecai ready, while another one would be running to Tiny Tina, while another one's going over to the bandit base as soon as Tiny Tina says, "Hey, I need these bombs." Like, you could do that kind of coordination when you had a group and you already knew what you needed to do, and they didn't pigeonhole you into a certain area. This game, one, doesn't have those wide open areas all the time like that. And usually where you need to go next is literally right in front of you. And you still got to wait for a door to open. You still got to wait for some stupid dialogue or some joke that didn't land quite well. That's the issue with this campaign. Why it didn't land very well, outside of just the whole girl power ending to it. And that I mean, maybe you like that. I thought that was very kind of like really pandering. But then the other part of it is just like the villains, really, like they go from Handsome Jack to these dummies. It's just like what's happening here. So I did hear the expansion stories were better. So I'm looking forward to getting into those once I get all my Vault Hunters max level. But
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you that that Jack's Handsome Jack's jackpot, that's some fun DLC right there.
I heard the one with Axton and the Gunzerker for Borderlands 2 is pretty good as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna get the season pass, the first season pass, and just get all the DLCs. And yeah,
how much is the first season pass right now?
On Steam, I think it's $30. Yeah, it's still full price. That's ridiculous.
They're killing us out here.
They're killing me, Gearbox. Oh my gosh.
Me with these full price games.
The base game is cheap though. I think the base game's like, get the whatever bucks. Edition. It's $60.
Borderlands 3. When I looked at it yesterday, it was $60 still.
Oh my god.
I'm waiting for that. I'm looking and waiting for Steam to come up, but I think they out here still getting the slow mo. $60, I think.
What is happening? Like,
let's see.
How old is Borderlands 3? Like, what? Is it 2 years old now or 1 year old?
Borderlands 3 right now is. Oh no! Okay, it's on sale. Thank God. It just went on sale. No, it just went on sale today. Started,
How much?
It's on April for $19.
Yeah, I knew.
Get the super. We get the Super Deluxe Edition. Super Deluxe Edition comes with the season pass for $35.
So it's $35 total.
35 total if you get the Super Deluxe Edition that comes with the season pass.
Okay,
which is
so
season 1.
If you get the Ultimate.
That's season 1, and then they have season 2.
No, because I already got the base game. So what is? Because I haven't bought the season pass yet. So what is the season pass? How much is the season pass for PC?
PC, just the season pass by itself, $24.
What the?
Because the season pass by itself normally is $50.
What the frick?
Yeah,
$50. Wait,
$50.
I didn't spend $50 on that. Wait, no, on Xbox. Well, I got the Ultimate Edition. So what?
Well, yeah, if you got the Ultimate Edition, you pay, what was it, $100?
Yeah. So look at this part right here. Look at how slow Typhoon de Leon is moving. I'm decided that I'm just gonna go get ammo now, because look how slow he's moving. This is how the game is. You hurry up and wait for NPCs to walk into their spot. I wanted to throw every grenade I had at his head. It's just like, what are you? Why make the game like this? He's slowly walking to this wall. I want to. I'm about to flip out watching this. Oh my god! Like, why? Who designed? Like, well,
look, it's all. Well, listen, Slow-Mo. It's all tied to the voice. The voice is like, dog. He is literally he's trucking it through this cave, bro.
I don't
really fast.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
look, it's gonna take him. Oh, look, he's running now.
Yeah. I had to run past him. I was just like, "Yo, you're taking too long. Like, you just, come on. Let's get to the next part here, man." Oh boy, but let's go ahead and matter of fact, you didn't tell us what you're working on your channel, man.
Oh, just getting back in the swing, working on some videos and stuff. Like I said, shout out to the 3,200 people that either showed up to the show or watched the show in its rendered state. Really, truly appreciate it. It was one of the biggest milestones for this channel. And just make sure you guys are enjoying the content and just keep enjoying the great content and stuff like that. And hope you enjoyed the overlay. We're gonna be going with this going forward, and we'll be making iterations and stuff on it over the course of just getting used to working on Discord. I think the show was fire. And check us out on DPS Podcast next week on my channel, and we're gonna keep moving this goalpost even closer to my man Slow-Mo Backslap playing some Bug Snacks. But Slow-Mo Backslap plays some Bug Snacks. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to. That's what I'm gonna make a slogan, and we're just gonna make a video of him.
There's about to be a hashtag.
We're gonna make a hashtag Slow-Mo Bug Slaps. But man. But yeah, I'm just gonna be making stuff on the channel. Get back into the flow of that type of stuff, and like I said, truly appreciate it. And Slow-Mo, congratulations on the growth, man. You definitely deserve it. And last few videos, all your videos they be killing it. And I don't want people to think that we tell people to sub to you just to sub to you, because you do amazing content on your channel, and people that actually watch it will appreciate it. So if you're one of those people, sign up to my man's channel and make sure you hit the like button and hit that notification bell too, because we want that man to we want all the notifications for him to grow his channel and stuff. So no, outside of that, man, great show. And as always, Gaming Forte everywhere: YouTube, Twitter, Xbox Live, and PlayStation. And check us out on the Brat Podcast every Wednesday at 9 p.m.
Yo, I appreciate the praise there.
It's easy to do. Easy to do.
Stuff that I got going forward. Actually, let me pull up my list of projects I got in I'm working on a video for a game that was shown today called Necromunda Hired Gun. It's a first-person shooter. It looks amazing. I need to do a little bit of research on a developer and get some background information, but I'm gonna have that out to you as soon as I can, probably this weekend. I'm working on a video on the Aliens co-op game that was shown last week. That
Same.
one looks fire. I know some of my close personal buddies was like, yo, we gotta play this. Like it looks great. It's a 3-player co-op game. It looks good. It's supposed to come out this summer. I'm working on that. I'm working on a video, one of my developer focused showcase videos where I talk about the developer, their history, and the game they're working on. I'm doing that for Turtle Rock Games, who's doing Back for Blood. They used to do the Left 4 Dead games. I'm doing that, as well as the same for Arcane Studios and Deathloop. I'm gonna do that as well. So that's kind of what I got in the oven that's cooking. I'm kind of juggling all those videos, but I'm gonna be hitting y'all with that content over the next week. So look out for that. Great show, partner. Great show, Forte. As usual, you always bring it. Chat was awesome tonight. I appreciate all of y'all. And you guys have a great night. And enjoy your games, man.
Enjoy your gaming. Shout out to Zocker.
Wait a minute, hold on. What you mean? Shout out to Zocker. Wait, hold on. What is that? You know, Zocker's a cool guy. What is the?
No, he's amazing. I mean, you said enjoy gaming, and have you ever watched Zocker videos to the end, sir? You might have just gave away that you don't watch Zocker videos all the way to the end, or do you even watch them at all?
See why? I watched. Look, you know what? We gotta go.
Here we go.
I watch his videos. I don't remember everyone's outro. I don't know what you're doing, so I don't remember everyone's outro. Good night, y'all. Have a great night.
He always says at the end,
don't do drugs or don't do drugs that go kill you. You know,
and enjoy your gaming.
Don't do meth. Don't do meth. All right. Good night.
Shout out to Zocker.